Welcome to my city, a city where dreams come true, where fairy tales are written and opportunity awaits you at every corner. A city that is now being hailed as the Hollywood of the South. The film industry in Georgia is still a growing multi-billion-dollar industry and has made Georgia the third most prolific U.S. state for the industry, with 248 films in 2015 alone. Every year, thousands of people make their way from all over the country to migrate to this city. A city with a median household income of $56,166, a median home price of $180,900, and 217 sunny days per year, ideal for anyone trying to plant roots. However, in the shadow of all the lights, dreams, and opportunities, a growing visible threat remains unseen to most of the city's residents. For some people, 217 days of sunshine means 217 days where the sun shines down on the exploitation that they have become victim to while still living in a dark space. This is Atlanta. Human trafficking, the action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another, typically for the purpose of forced labor or commercial sexual exploitation. Authorities say sex trafficking is the fastest growing criminal activity in the United States. Annually, the sex trade brings in approximately $28 billion. In a study by the Urban Institute, Atlanta was found to be the #1 hub for sex trafficking out of the 8 states studied. 12,400 men each month in Georgia pay for sex with a young female, 7,200 of whom end up exploiting an adolescent female. In Atlanta alone, the average trafficker makes approximately $33,000 a week. There are several organizations in the Atlanta area to help combat sex trafficking. Today, I'm talking with Pastor Paul Palmer of the Atlanta Dream Center.
I'll tell you what happened. I came out to see a grandchild born here in 2001.
And that's when I was born.
That was when you were born. Yeah, it's a long time ago, right? Yeah. And we stopped downtown on Ponce de Leon, and we saw a young lady actually get in a car in the middle of the afternoon and was trafficked. And then we drove by the shelter, Pine Street Shelter. And we knew that there was Tommy Barnett, who did the Dream Center in Los Angeles, wanted to do one here. Reggie White and he were negotiating. Reggie White, the football player, and he dies prematurely. And there was another guy, and it didn't work out. So we just said, hey, let's do this Dream Center thing. And so we came and started in August of '03. And it has just been a great move. But when we started in our trafficking, a friend of mine came down from Wisconsin with the team. And we were just doing street ministry. It was Friday night. We didn't know what to do. And we had some local girls walking our track in the old 4th Ward. And we just decided, let's go get some flowers and just tell them they're loved and they're beautiful. We figured those are 2 words they didn't believe anymore.
Right.
And so we would do that, and that's how we started what we called Princess Night at the time. And that grew, and pretty soon as we built relationships on the street, we were doing it periodically. It wasn't regularly. And then I remember being in a staff meeting, and one of my sons said, are we going to do this for real, or is this just something we fill our time with? And at that point, we decided that we're going to do this on a regular basis. Every week, we're going to be out there. We're going to be solid. We're going to be on the same time, the same day. In case they're looking for us, these girls are looking for us or need her, they'll know that we'll be there. We want to be consistent. Patrick, we've been doing this since 2005. We have never missed a week.
Good.
We've been out on Christmas Eve. We've been out in ice storms. We're just there. We've had women waiting for us when we pull up with the suitcases, hiding in the bushes. So we gave them a hotline. We made up a hotline for us, and man, we thought we were just kicking it in the industry, helping. And so they would call us, and then we had a hard time finding people at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday morning to go get this person. We didn't want just one guy. We wanted a couple to go, a man and a woman, or 2 ladies, but we didn't want to send women out alone. And so we got with Jeff Shaw. Jeff Shaw got with us. Actually, Jeff was starting Outer Darkness, and he wanted to have a rescue. And that's all he wanted to do, just go pick up the girls, take them to long-term programs. Well, when we started picking these girls up, we also found out that long-term programs weren't 24/7, meaning that you couldn't get them in at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. If you rescued a girl on a Saturday, you had to wait till Monday at 8 o'clock. And then there was an interview process. They had to be clean 72 hours. They had to have a valid ID. They had to have blood work. They had all these different things. Well, if you're being trafficked, you have none of these things.
Yeah, exactly.
So we also, then at that point, we opened up our Solomon House.
Right.
And that was to fill the gap, 3 to 4 weeks. And we literally hired social workers or case workers and RAs that would live with these girls 24. And we have 2 of them right now. We're right now starting one in Middle Georgia, one in also Columbus, Ohio. We're branching out, but and so we would take the girls there immediately. Patrick, it brings joy, but also breaks your heart.
Right.
We take the girls to the home. Our staff is up, no matter fully dressed, whatever time of the night or day it is, there to welcome them. The lights of the house is all lit up bright, and the girls come in, and our case workers and our staff embrace them, give them a nice gift packet. I remember this girl at the story that she was holding this bottle of shampoo. She goes, "This is mine."
Yeah.
And they go, "Yeah." She just cried. She owned nothing.
There were several organizations like Pastor Paul Palmer's. But what happens after they get rescued? My next meeting is with an organization that deals with the restoration process.
I'm Kayla Hunter. I was born in Mississippi, and I moved to Atlanta when I was in 4th grade, and I've been here ever since. I work for Fabric, which is a clothing boutique, and Dana Spinola, who is our CEO, founded Freefabrik, and so I am the coordinator for Freefabrik. I first started my passion for fighting against human trafficking back in 2012 when I went to YWAM. I did a DTS called Voice for the Voiceless, and it is all about fighting for those children that don't have a voice. And so I ended up going to Hawaii for 6 months, and then I went to India for 3 months, and the Middle East. I went to Kyrgyzstan for 3 months. And so when I got back to Atlanta, I was so on fire about making a difference in sex trafficking and working with women who were being sexually exploited, and working on just empowering them and giving them back the confidence that they may have lost. So I got in contact with the Atlanta Dream Center, and I worked at one of their safe houses. And so that kind of started my journey, and it has led me to Freefabrik. So Freefabrik is we provide free shopping sprees for women that just deserve to be encouraged and empowered. And we work with organizations such as safe houses, shelters, women's programs in the Atlanta area. So we actually go to the organization, bring racks of clothing, spend 2 hours with the women, just encouraging them and shopping, and we always end our spree with a devotion and just share it in a time of just talking to the women friend to friend. And I host a spree for House of Cherith 3 times a month. The City of Refuge is amazing. The City of Atlanta donated 2 warehouses right in one of the worst parts of Atlanta you can go into, and they have built literally a City of Refuge. So they have men programs, they have a health center, they have a cafeteria, they even have work programs such as where men can learn how to work on cars, and they also have different women's programs. They have House of Cherith, which is who I work specifically with, and that is a transitional program for women that are coming out of being sexually exploited. You know, it's so sad to know that for as long as they've known, they've always had a price tag to them, and it's important for us to show them that they are priceless and they are worthy of so much more.
Sex trafficking is a thriving industry. It happens in every country, all over the world. Every day, at least 1,000 people are trafficked. Those same people are being told that there is no future for them. Winston Churchill once said, "Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen." By sitting down and listening to this documentary, you've taken the first step in ending this atrocity. Now, it's time to stand up and speak. By getting involved with the various organizations, such as Freefabrik and the Atlanta Dream Center, we can all be the dead end. Nothing works unless we all do.